Replica is a low latency, real-time distributed network.
So traditional networking solutions rely heavily on the operating system and the CPU inside the computer system. So Replica does not have that same requirement because it's based on top of RDMA technologies. And what RDMA technologies do is it allows direct communication between the NIC, the network interface card, and the CPU's memory. So it completely skips the entire operating system, say the TCP stack or the networking stack, by communicating directly to the CPU memory. Then the CPU has access to that data, whether it's a transmit or a receive. It directly interacts in memory, and so there's no CPU overhead of having to read other memory locations through other network interfaces.
Well, if you've gotten to the point where you have to distribute your nodes, or you need multiple computers to solve your problems, Replica can step in and help there. In the past, they've had custom solutions that people would come up with using FPGAs, but that's reinventing the wheel every time. They're usually not very scalable, they're not that flexible, and everybody's doing it differently. With Replica, it will solve that problem, and in addition to that, it's based on the Linux OS, multiple versions of it. You can use Replica across different platforms. So if you've got a hill by one manufacturer and a hill by another, in theory, Replica could allow them to communicate instead of the proprietary way in which certain platforms do it internally. The automotive industry can benefit from this with all the computers that are now in vehicles these days, and some of the tendencies to go to domain controllers or multiple domain controllers. We're going to have to pass that information real fast from one node to the next. But really, anybody that is doing computations in distributed nodes where they need to share that information from one node to the next in a real-time synchronized way can take advantage of it.
So I think Replica can help in automotive, specifically ADAS or EV vehicles, because it can draw multiple distributed systems together. So you might have multiple systems inside an EV vehicle that multiple hill systems might need to communicate to emulate more of an entire vehicle. And I think that's really where Replica has its strengths, is you can draw those systems together, and they don't even have to be geographically located very closely. You could be between buildings, you could be theoretically even across the internet, but more specifically, if you have multiple testers inside a single lab, you can connect them together using Replica.
Getting to the place where the vehicles themselves can utilize it. There's more and more computers in vehicles, and it's important to share that information from one computer to another computer. There's things in automotive, in particular, Automotive Ethernet is trying to address that, CAN FD, but they keep coming up with different protocols because the speed increases that they need to share that information, and eventually, maybe it'll get to the point where Replica is the solution to that problem as well.